morning to you and to my brothers on the panel and to our cherished viewers across the world, especially to the good people of Ketu North, because I'm here today as a member of parliament because of the trust and the confidence that they have in me. And so I want to once again thank them for their support, and I'm extending my best wishes for the week to them, and also to invite them to Weibo Kope on Friday morning, where we'll be having a community engagement and cut sort for the construction of some classroom block or classroom units. Roland, the economy as we have it today, clearly we have seen some significant improvements in the management of the economy. Since President John Dramani Mahama was sworn in on 7th of January, he has worked together with his team, the finance minister, governor of Bank of Ghana, Sami Jemfi at Gold Board, and all the other sector players to restore confidence in the economy. As we speak today, all economic indicators are showing positive signs, and everything shows that we are on the trajectory of progress, and we are recovering from the devastating effects of the mismanagement that we experienced under the Akufo-Addo administration. All the indicators, as we speak today, Roland, inflation, for example, is in single digits, and to move inflation to about 8% as it is today is clearly something that needs to be celebrated, and we must commend the managers of the economy. Roland, again, you will see that even when it comes to our debt management and the fiscal discipline we have seen in the last 10 months, we clearly can say that the managers of the economy today are doing a better job than those who managed it in the past. How does it reflect in the life of the ordinary Ghanaian? And this is the big question for us and for people like us who have background in economics and in finance. This is always the most difficult aspect of the job, to explain to the good people of Ghana or to the people how these indicators are reflecting in their lives. Well, when we say inflation has reduced or is coming down, and today it is at we have a single digit, what it simply means is that the rate at which prices of goods and services increases is lower. So it doesn't mean that the prices of goods and services are reducing necessarily, but what it means is that the rate at which it is reducing, it is going up. So for example, Roland, in the past, you could walk to the market and you buy an item for 100 Ghana cedis. 2 days later, you go back to the same market, and that item that used to be 100 Ghana cedis will be sold to you at 140 Ghana cedis. But today, you don't experience that, because with inflation coming down to 8%, what it means is that even if there is an increment in that on the price of that particular item, the increment is minimal at best, minimal. So it could be a movement from 100 cedis to, let's say, 101 cedis, or let's say 102, 103, instead of 140 that it used to be. And so basically this is the concept of inflation. Now, so today when you look at our economy and you want to measure the performance of the managers of the economy by all the indicators available, there is no doubt that the managers of the economy today are doing an amazing job, and they are performing far better than what we inherited. Let's get into 3 or 4 of the indicators. I've already spoken about inflation. Roland, at a point, inflation rose to over 50% in this country.
51%.
51%.
54%.
54%. I mean, these are the figures. You said 54, but over 50%.
Who said 51?
No, yes,
it's 54%.
My friend from the MPP says 51.
I'm not from the MPP.
You are not from the MPP. Okay, don't. Sorry, I didn't know that. Roland, I thought you were from the MPP. But Roland, inflation moved to over 54% in this country. What it meant was that you could go to the market in the morning, buy an item for 100 cedis. In the afternoon, you go back to the market, and the same item, the price has increased to 154 Ghana cedis. That is basically it. But today, inflation is being sustained at a single digit, and we have the confidence that looking at the way this government is managing the economy, it can only get better. We also talk about the exchange rate. In fact, the former vice president and the economic messiah of the NPP, the only economist that the NPP touts as the economist who knows everything about the economy, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, the respected former vice president of the Republic of Ghana and former presidential candidate of the NPP, and hopefully the presidential candidate come January 31st, 2026, told us in this country that if the fundamentals of the economy are weak, the exchange rate will expose you. The reverse is that if the fundamentals of the economy are strong, it reflects in the exchange rate. And that is true. As we speak today, from a country that saw our currency depreciate in value so much that at a point we needed 17 Ghana cedis just to get $1. Today, our exchange rate has improved so much. The cedi has been appreciating against the dollar. And today, when you go to the interbank market, the dollar and the cedi is trading below 12 Ghana cedis in the interbank market. What it means is that our exchange rate, our currency, the strength of our currency, the value of our currency today is stronger than it was in the past. What it means for importers is that today, if you wanted to import an item that cost $1,000, in the past, you needed 17,000 Ghana cedis to be able to pay for that. But today, with just about 11,000 or 11,500, you'll be able to acquire the same item at $1,000 under the John Dramani Mahama administration. These are signs that indeed it is reflecting in the pockets of the good people of Ghana. And again, Roland, that also reflects in prices. Go to Aboso Okai, because in the past, when you go to Aboso Okai, the reason that our dear traders in Aboso Okai gave, spare part dealers gave for always increasing the prices of spare parts astronomically was the fact that they said the cedi was weak and that the exchange rate was not favorable. But today, Roland, when you go to Aboso Okai, the level of stability that the spare part dealers have enjoyed over the period and the confidence that they have in the economy,
that policy
reflects
in itself, and then that initiative, yes, even though positive to support the cedi, has come under extreme criticism. I think over the last week or two, Kujo Oponkruma, for example, was saying that the central bank shoring up the cedi, especially trying to create that level of stability by making it available by way of the reserves and then also pushing it into the economy in itself, should not be the right way to be able to do that. That it has to be organically.
At what point did they realize what the right way to manage the economy was?
How do you mean? For example,
the was a cabinet minister.
Yeah, but the BOG governor says that.
Yes, Kojo Oponkruma was a cabinet minister, and we saw under the NPP how even despite all the injection of forex into the market, still they just simply could not hold the cedi. In fact, at a point they told us that they had arrested the dollar and given the key to the IGP. When it was rising to around 17 plus, we kept asking whether the IGP, whether the key, the dollar had escaped and left the IGP's custody and all of that. So, Roland, the MPP cannot teach us how to manage this economy, because when they were given the opportunity, they failed at it. We welcome criticisms. We welcome constructive ideas. But for people who mismanage this country's economy to the extent that all the credible rating agencies pushed us into junk status only a few months ago, today cannot be the ones preaching to us how to manage the economy. The people of Ghana can see clearly that Dr. Ato Forson and the NDC's economic management, the NDC government's economic management team are doing their best. Today, the governor of the Bank of Ghana has introduced a number of policies which is helping us stabilize the economy, stabilize our currency, and today traders are trading. We are approaching December. In the past, under the NPP, traders would have been in the market looking for dollars and all of that to make orders. Why? Because December, when import increases, the CD always loses value.
Based on that cycle.
Based on that cycle. But today, Roland, we are in November approaching. This is the time that people place the orders, because when you place the order, it takes sometimes four weeks, 5 weeks for the items to arrive. So we are actually in the period where people are placing orders.
Ideally, the demand should be high.
But so the demand for dollar is even high as we speak. But look at the currency. The CD is still stable. So we have seen and enjoyed some level of economic stability. And we have the confidence that this government will do better even going into the next year, because we are only coming out from the difficulties that the NPP plunged us into. Let's commend the managers of the economy. We are not at where we want to be yet. And let me say that. However, we are not where we used to be. Where we are today is a significant improvement in the management of the economy. Roland.
And